And then the third idea that I shared was sort of using on-exit surveys. So I come to your website, and I'm shopping around Sears.com. I look around things. And then when I'm leaving Sears.com, let's say a short survey pops up that tries to understand my experience on the website. Did you find what you're looking for? But it also asks, if you intended to buy, where would you buy? And how likely is it that you're going to buy as a result of the website experience? And this is actually using voice of the customer to quantify back to our CMOs and CEOs that as a result of the experience on the website, we've moved up likelihood to purchase offline in a store by 6.7 points. Measure this over time, and don't interrupt people when they're shopping. At the end of the visit, pop up this short survey and use that to quantify over time if your website is actually increasing the likelihood that people will visit stores, they will call your phone channel, order a catalog, or what they're having. So use the online channel to measure offline impact. Another excellent example of this same strategy is when you go to Circuit City, you'll notice after you're done with your purchase, you get a really long receipt. And you're like, you only bought a piece of candy, and you get a really long receipt. And the reason you get the really long receipt is the last half of the receipt is actually a survey that you can go fill online in exchange for a $50 sweepstake entry.
Right.
And it's a biz rate survey. What Circuit City is doing is it's taking that point of sale receipt, giving it to the customer, and the customer goes and fills an online survey and tells them which channel influenced the purchase in the store.
Right.
That's a great way to quantify what was the influence of the store. Did the person research online before they came? Did they research at your competitors? And how influential was their website, circuitcity.com, in getting people to come to a store? And these are people who actually bought. So it's another great strategy to use, something really interesting and innovative and cheap.
Right.
This thing is really cheap to do. But then sort of the last thought was this whole idea of merging online data with the offline data. It's sort of the holy nirvana. And there are some companies that can totally do that and are indeed doing it today because they have some primary keys. So for example, let's say take Albertson and Safeways. We have Safeway here, and I have my club card. And my club card is an ID. So, I could shop online at Safeway.com, customize list and things like that. And then I'm giving Safeway the key that they need to understand that I was browsing online. I have my key card typed in there.
Right.
And then when I buy in a store, they can correlate those two pieces to say, what do I do online? What do I do offline? Because they have that primary key there available. The other idea is what I've heard Walmart is using, good friends. And you can buy at online. You can order all the stuff you want. The $19,000 flat screen TV. NFL starts this Sunday, so that's on my mind. And you could say, I'm going to pick up at my closest Walmart store.
Right.
What Walmart then does is it actually continues to track your data when you're in the store, and it will measure everything else that you bought with the TV when you were in the store. Mm-hmm. You only came up to pick up the TV, but you got the nachos, you got a few clothes, you got shampoo, you got all the annoying chewing gum that's at the checkout. You bought all this store, and then they're able to say, okay, when we get people from online channel, we have this uplift when people pick it up in the offline channel. So by merging these two pieces of data together, that's sort of the nirvana option. Yeah. You can truly measure the impact of your multi-channel strategy. So those are just some tips. The thing that I want people to have as a key takeaway is that this is not that hard to do. Like the first thing I mentioned, literally 10 seconds of your day. Like you got 10 seconds. And the last one is the one that would take the most amount of time. But then you know what? If you truly want to be a superstar and monetize all these wonderful assets you have, there is some pain involved, but it is definitely possible.